Good morning. This is Bobby Dupree with the Bobby Dupree Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 8 a.m. on television and, of course, on radio. It's 12:30 a.m. on your dial, plus a new edition, and that would be 105.3. And sister companies now with the media, Delta Media. Delta Media out of Carencro, Louisiana. And of course, many of you are watching it on television, and that's becoming more and more because when I find out that they're on DirecTV or Dish and they're local, you can almost get 100% response that they also have internet on their computers at home.
So right now we're not on the Dish and all, but you can catch us on the internet. Nice and easy. You can watch the archive version. You can watch it live if you like as well.
That's correct. So, and radio, I'm in my almost ending my 35th year on radio, and television, 10 years. And this is my sidekick, Andrew.
Man, I made it to the first. I'm gonna get paid both half hours.
Both half hours you're gonna get paid. Last week I forgot to announce him
the second
until the second half, and that's all I had to pay him. You understand?
That's how it works.
And he kind of called me up earlier this morning and said, look, let's put me on the first half. And, you know, it's kind of like that preacher from Macon, Georgia, Ashley Chris used to call me, and he says, our buddy, Reverend Jackson is on in Macon, Georgia, and he was in one of those like drums, you know how it would sound?
Yeah, echo whenever he would talk, and make it sound bigger.
It was great. I'd be shaving, getting ready to go to church, and I'd be listening to it. And he says, now this is not about money. This program is nothing about money. And then a few seconds later, he'd say, now, my good parishioners out there, my listeners, you know, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So if you don't mind, would you send a $5, $10, $50, $100 check? Because, you know, these programs are not done very cheaply. And he'd go on and on about money, but he never wanted money. He'd say zero, but zero from zero leaves zero.
That's like when you got somebody at the house that say that they don't want a gift. You know they really want a gift.
If they
everybody wants a gift.
If they remind you. Anyhow, enough foolishness. Let's get into the real meat of the program. And for those of you watching it the first time, we try to keep it, but we try to have a little fun because we really don't get paid. So if we don't have fun, it's a shame on us. But you all tell us that you like we get along well. We know each other well. We've been working together, same companies, 20 plus years now.
Almost 25.
Yeah, it's running along. I don't like to say that because it makes me a little bit old because I was already old when you came to work.
Well, you hired me in grade school. I was still in short pants the first time.
Just about, just out of college though. Anyhow, but we try to just bring good news to you and happenings and things, and we have a lot of things to go. So we really need to get into it. Friday night, that's tomorrow night, August the 19th, they're going to have the Friday Night Fury. And what that is boxing at the casino over in Sharrington and Cypress Bayou Casino.
Right.
Cypress Bayou Casino. I will get it out in a minute. And these fights are going to really be good. They're being produced by one of our own locals, Cajun boy, Bad Chad Broussard. Now we just call him Chad Broussard because he's good.
He's a promoter, not the fighter anymore.
He's not the fighter anymore. And he guarantees us that he has made every effort to make this one of the better matches that he's produced because they have never had boxing at Cypress Bayou Casino before. And we had met some of the management over at one of his fights, maybe one of his last ones. It was at the Hilton Hotel. I took some pictures and I spoke about them. And they appear to be very nice people. And let's give a big turnout for $20 if you belong to the club. And it's probably, tickets are $25
if you're not in the club.
If you're not in their casino club.
The big name fight's going to be Mason Menard against Mandingo Laria. And there's going to be, I think, 4 more fights in the undercard. It's going to be a a full night of boxing.
At least, yes.
Yeah. So
and
you get your money's worth for $25.
Try to come out, and the fights start at the doors open at 6:30, and the fights start at 7:30 p.m. And that's professional boxing at its best locally.
How about if we hit a sponsor, Quarters Casino? You know, I don't always hit everybody. I'm going to try to go backwards today to try to get everybody mixed up a little bit. The Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza over on I-49 North, exit 23. It's a Chevron. It's locally owned, and you go in there. You've got the remodeled casino and bar area, very, very nice area. Where they've got the 2-for-1 margaritas every day of the week from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. They've got 50 of the newest machines. They've got some of the older machines that if you like those, the fun games that everybody knows and recognizes, they've got those as well. They got $1,000 payouts on their machines. They give away drawings Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Almost, you know, most of the week they give away different things. They've got crispy crunchy chicken, and they got a Subway there, and Pico de Gallo Mexican restaurant with authentic Mexican food, open 24 hours a day. Tell the GM there, Pat Willis, hi from the Bobby Dupree Show.
That we say hello, and if you have a chance, go by and try it out. If you haven't been, I've been.
How about Dr. Kerry Thibodeau? We'll talk about Dr. Kerry as well. If you're looking for a good general surgeon who can handle anything you've got. I mean, I'm talking about appendectomies, breast biopsies, if you've got gallbladders, colonoscopies. He does all that type of thing, and he is board certified for all that type of work. He's a wound care expert that lectures all over the nation, teaching young doctors how to do all the different types of hyperbaric treatment, skin grafting treatments to help you. You know, and wound treatment's all about that, you know, the diabetes type issues, maybe not healing very well, maybe a leg, that type of thing. They do all that. He's a vascular surgeon as well, varicose veins, so go by.
Just as importantly, he loves music. He plays for different charities, and he has several fundraisers every year. He's very dedicated to our community. Thank you, Karen.
And talking about healing, we're talking about Huey Semino. You know, we've talked about Huey. Huey, they had to remove the lower portion of Huey's leg and leave that portion open while they were trying to heal, because there was his big issue. Right now, they've actually made him stand on his good leg, so he's able to start moving a little bit. My understanding now is they're going to close the other leg. The healing looks like it's done very well. So they'll close it, and I guess at that point, they'll start thinking about even prosthetics so that he can stay an active man. You know, the work was done near his knee to try to keep him as active and mobile as possible. So Huey and the whole family, Huey Semino, of course, people know for years, you're in our prayers.
John told me that he walked in Sunday a week ago, and at between 2 and 3 o'clock, and what was he doing? He was watching the Bobby Dupree Show from Lafayette General Hospital.
That's right. He's at Lafayette General. So if you want to give a call for Huey Semino,
go visit him. He's up to it.
He'd love to see you.
Good. All right. And one more sponsor, because we don't want to do that. We want to work them from the bottom.
That's what I'm trying to do. Let's go with the pig. Piggly Wiggly. All your grocery needs. Piggly Wiggly's got locations in Opelousas, Church Point, Rain, Scott, Cecilia, and St. Martinville. And that's 2 locations in Opelousas. And they got all kind of great deals, again, that are going on. And, you know, it's still time you can barbecue and have a good time in the yard, even though school's letting in. They got the raw oak charcoal, 8 pounds for $3. They got the medium spare ribs, 2 big slabs in the same pack for $1.99 a pound. They got ground chuck, $2 a pound. They've got fryer breasts, $2 a pound as well, or the chicken tenders. Of course, you know, the little ones like to just have the one that's clean off the bone. Sometimes I like that too. It's a lot easier. Go buy your local Piggly Wiggly. They will help you out.
Good prices always.
Yes, sir.
Good fresh food.
And school's back in. You want to say about that? You know, I think all the schools now are in. Public schools got in first, and I think the parochial schools just got in. OC's first day is Wednesday, yesterday. So everybody is in. Be careful on the road. If you see somebody driving slow, you drive slow. They're not driving slow because they just puttering along. They drive slow because school's in. So be careful, watch.
And watch them unloading from the buses. Remember how terrible that accident was in Lafayette last year. And it reminds me, while we talking about being careful, please don't leave your children, or your pets for that matter, in these cars in this hot, hot weather. If you just walking in for a second, at least leave the motor running.
But take
would be a suggestion, but the best thing is to take them with you. And for God's sakes, don't let them stay in there for 30, 45 minutes, because it can be over in this 100 plus actual temperature. That's not with the heat index.
Within 5 minutes, if the engine is off, within 5 minutes, it's dangerous. Within 5 minutes, knock them out.
So please, let's be careful. And what are we going to do? You want to show a little picture here?
We have
one of our long time friends from Ville Platte, Louisiana, who has made his living here in Opelousas and raised his family, and most of them still live right here in the Opelousas area.
Mr. Darrell Wagley, and I wanted to recognize him. You know, a lot of work that he's done over the years on different boards and different things. And Lafayette Charities is sort of that charity arm affiliated with the Diocese of Lafayette that oversees the St. Joseph's Diner in Lafayette. A lot of people are familiar with that. They've got homeless shelters, veteran shelters. They've also the New Life Center here in Opelousas as well. And Darrell has been on that board, I guess, for 12, 15 years or so, and has decided to retire from the board. And so I just want to recognize him. I know they're doing a lot of things to recognize him, congratulate him. And I swung by this morning, got a quick picture of him. Just want to tell him thank you for all the good work he's done here in the parish to help a lot of needy people.
A lot of people. And I guess his first big job for many years was he was the administrator at Opelousas General Hospital for a number of years.
And I guess he was involved with the Church Point Hospital when it first began. I don't know if he was the first administrator, but he was involved in Church Point.
Really?
Because I've heard him tell the story about they had a gravel road where the hospital is, and he went to see Harold Fontenot's father, who I guess was a state senator.
That's right.
So he helped him get the road put in near the hospital in Church Point. So,
well,
how you like that for a story? You learned something new.
I learned something new.
And we got some other photos. This is your
nephew,
nieces.
my niece, and my two nieces,
right?
Mitzi and Jean. And of course, Corny is the gentleman on the left, the owner of this. You have a picture to show us?
And we got the full picture of the lodge.
Well,
Last week
not
we kept
the full
showing
picture. This is
closest they could get because the camera's only so wide.
So wide. And we want to
over in Colorado.
we want to thank Dr. Anthony for sending us this picture. And I understand that a professional photographer with wide lens is going to go out and get us a picture to really show the full extent of this castle.
KSLO, we'll see you on the other side of 3. Now, we'll keep going with our photos.
Last Wednesday afternoon, I was called to see if Eddie and some of his friends might be able to use our seats over at Evangeline Downs. And I said, certainly. I said, better than that, since this is a VIP coming to Opelousas, I'll go there and kind of lend to you some support. And well, we did. And the gentleman that you see right here is Brandon Stevens. He's a vice president of the Woods Group. He's the Mid-Continental Region VP. And
big guy, huh?
Big guy, 6'8". He weighs right at 250 right now. He's lost quite a bit of weight. He's actually into MMA fighting, boxing.
Really?
And
I was going to say, if he still got his 4 years of college eligibility, LSU probably could use him.
Well, where'd he graduate from? I told you earlier. The Mormon College.
Brigham Young.
Brigham Young. And then played about 6 years, and I think it was the Chargers, one of the NFL teams.
No kidding.
Oh, no, he's a
big guy.
super nice guy. He's big and very nice looking, you might say, but really down to earth, and he is a Mormon, and you might have noticed he was drinking the Coca-Cola while we were drinking some libation.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I kidded him. I said, do you mind if we have a beer or something?
Right.
And he looks up at me, he says, I wouldn't expect y'all to not drink just because I'm here with you all.
Well, I see y'all got Eddie Sonia in the group, so Eddie had to have a beer.
Eddie had a Miller Lite, you know that.
Then we got Ramp Spar.
Right, Ramp is what on the left is Ronnie Sparrow, then next to him is Ramp Sparrow, then Eddie, then Brandon, then Bobby Dupre, and then Chad Lejeune. And a little story about Chad. Chad is from Iota, but he's married Mr. and Ms. Allen Abaz, one of his daughters.